Welcome back to another episode of Becoming an Online Sales Queen. I'm Rach, and in this episode, I'm going to walk you through my 8-part scaling system. So, this episode is for you if you've already had some great success in your business. Maybe you've already hit 50K, 70K, 100K a year. If you have, congratulations. This episode is really designed for those of you that are ready to scale. So you've already had some success and you want to go to the next level. Maybe you want to hit multi six figures. Maybe you want to get to 500,000. Maybe you want to go all the way to 7 figures or even beyond that. This scaling system that I'm going to walk you through is really going to help you to identify any blind spots and also identify the opportunities that you've got to go even further and even faster in your business. I designed this tool actually for myself to begin with. So I designed it to give me a sort of a 360 view of my business, the areas where I was excelling and doing really well, and the areas where I was actually falling behind. So I developed it to help myself. And then when I realized how useful it was and how, insightful the results of it were, I made it available for my clients. And so if you want to get a copy of that training, it's available for you to watch for free. And you will get a copy of the blueprint, which looks a little bit like the Wheel of Life. So it's got 8 segments to it. Looks a bit like a Trivial Pursuit cheese, like the circle that's all divided, a bit like a dartboard. And each of those 8 segments represents a part of your business. So in this episode, I'm going to walk you through those 8 parts. If you've got a notepad, you may want to make some notes. And I'm going to ask you some questions, some sort of coaching style questions to get you to maybe spot the things that are going well, identify the things that maybe need a little bit more work. And from there, that's going to really help you to know what it is you need to do to get to your next level. Okay. So I developed this really as my own little mini business audit. And for that reason, I would recommend that you use this tool every 3 to 6 months, because naturally we operate in our comfort zone. Okay. So whatever tasks or, practices you find the most comfortable in your business, they'll be the things that you naturally lean to. So like, I'm a really natural planner. I love to plan. And so sometimes I find myself over planning because I'm very comfortable planning and less comfortable doing something that's a little bit more taxing. Maybe like recording a podcast. No, I'm joking. I love recording the podcast. But yeah, we tend to operate very much in our comfort zone. We find it very easy to do the things that we love, and we find it hard to do the things that we don't love, the things that really stretch us. Now, what that means in your business is that you will have no problem being productive on the things that you love to do, but the things that you don't love, the things that are maybe your blind spots, the things that are maybe your weakest areas, your Achilles heel, the real reason why you're not growing as fast as you want to, they'll be the things that we avoid. Yeah, because you want to stay comfortable. You don't want to be stretched. Our brain is naturally wired to keep us safe, to keep us comfortable. Okay. So doing a 360 business audit exercise like this one is going to help you scale, because it helps you to really notice the things that you're not doing. Okay. So I'm not asking you these questions to like catch you out. I don't want to make you feel bad. This is to help you to create even more success than you've already created. Okay. So I'm going to open it on my screen. Those of you that watch over on YouTube, if I look like I'm not looking at you, it's because I'm not looking at you on the video. I'm actually going to be looking at the 8 segments so that I can walk you through it. And what I'll do is I will see if in the edit I could get my team to maybe put the blueprint actually in the video. And as I said earlier, I will absolutely include the link in the show notes for you to go and download a free training where you get a copy of the blueprint and you get a little video where I walk you through it anyway. Okay, so I'm going to dive through this, but I absolutely would recommend that you go and grab your copy, your own copy of the blueprint. Okay, so we're going to start at the top of the blueprint. And the first segment that we come to is offers and pricing and business model. Okay, so the questions I want you to consider on this is, do you have the right mix of offers to take your business to where you want it to get to? So let's just say you do want to build a 7-figure business. Do you have the offers right now to support you in building a 7-figure income stream? Do you have the right combination of high ticket, mid ticket, and low ticket? Are your offers priced at the right price point? If you want to focus on monthly recurring revenue, and if you do want to hit 7 figures, you absolutely need to focus on monthly recurring revenue. Do you have offers that drive monthly recurring revenue? Okay. Now, what I mean by that is very often people will say to me, I want to do 500K a year, Rach. I want to go and, create 7 figures, but they are selling offers that are cohort based or, 6 weeks long, 8 weeks long. And the way that you're going to get to a much bigger income level in your business is by selling longer term offers that require a payment plan to be taken so that your income stacks month on month. What you don't want to be doing in your business is going into every month at zero. Yeah, going into every month from a standing start, because you're never going to get to 7 figures that way. You're never going to get to 200K that way. You can get to 100K that way, but you can't get to 200, 300, 500K by starting at zero. You need to have monthly payment plans that stack and stack, okay? So my first thing for you to really think about is, do you have the business model to take you to your next level? And if the answer is no, what is it that needs to change? Is it you need to introduce a different offer? Do you need to remodel an offer that you've maybe already got? Do you need to increase your prices? What is it about that business model that needs to change? Okay. Now we're going to move on to the second section, which is your messaging, your brand, your content, and your copy. So this is all about the way that your brand is perceived, the way that you are perceived online. And of course, those perceptions are generated by what we say and the way that we look and the content that we share, right? And obviously, when I say the way that we look, I don't mean like your hair and makeup. I mean like your logo, your color scheme, your overall brand, like look and feel. So how cohesive is your brand? How aligned is your messaging? Okay. Now, when I teach messaging, I teach that you have one bit of messaging that is for you as the brand, and then you have a piece of messaging for each offer that you sell. So like for me, I've got my Millionaire Mastermind, which has got one style of messaging. I've got my Infinite Abundance Mastermind, which has got another style of messaging. And I've got my Infinite Abundance Collective, my sales accelerator, which has got another style of messaging. And that messaging is designed to attract the ideal client that I want to work with in each of those programs, because each of those programs has got a different program promise. It's for different people who want to achieve different results. Okay. So is your messaging really aligned to the offers that you've got? Are you portraying your brand in a way that feels like your next level? Has your content and copy been revised lately? One thing I definitely noticed in my business as I've grown over the years, because obviously, I started at zero just like everybody else, is that as I have grown, as my income has grown, as my clients have grown, as I have grown as a person, I've started to attract a higher caliber of client. I've started to develop things that are a little bit more sophisticated in my business. Systems, process, the way that I go about doing things, the way that I lead, the way that I manage my team. All of those things have to shift. And one of the most fundamental things that often gets left behind when you grow in that way is your messaging and your content. So if you're looking at your messaging thinking, that doesn't feel like me anymore, that feels like me a year ago, but it doesn't feel like me today, then it's time for your messaging and your content and just the way that you're perceived as a brand to up level. Okay. Moving on to the third section is all about audience, niche, community, and list building. So it's all about how you're building followers, how you're building a network of people around you, how you're bringing in new followers and nurturing those followers so that they trust you, so that they see you as the number one go-to expert, the no-brainer person that they will come to when they've got a challenge that they know that you can solve. One of the biggest things that people overlook in their business is building community. And obviously, as you scale, you will have less and less time to build community. I remember when I first started my business, when I was getting to like the first 5K, the first 10K month, I was in the DMs every single day. I voice noted everybody that followed me. I knew everybody that watched my stories. I literally had conversations with everybody. My community was really tight, really strong. And that was why I made so many sales so quickly, because I wasn't just waiting for my content to sell everything for me. I was actually building a really tight-knit community. So I want you to ask yourself, like, how many of the people who watch your stories do you reach out to? How many of the people that comment on your posts and, sign up for your masterclasses, jump into your lead magnet funnels, like how many of those people do you actually nurture personally? Yeah, like I really want you to think about leads, not just as being leads, but as being like real humans, because that's what they are. We always refer to leads, in sales and marketing. We always say, oh, I've got, 20 new leads today. That's 20 new humans. And so personal connection and really building community is a massive part of you growing your business. So I want you to really think about, how close are you to your audience? Do you engage in visibility every day that's going to grow your email list? Do you share your lead magnet often enough so that your email sequence that's part of that lead magnet funnel can help to nurture that person to the point where they invest in one of your offers? Okay. So how well are you doing at audience growth? How well are you doing at audience nurture? And how strong is your community? Okay. Now we're going to move on to the fourth part. And this is the part where I know so many of you will be like, oh, this is where it all goes wrong. I had the first three sections absolutely nailed. Fourth section, not so much. The fourth section is lead generation and funnels. Okay. And this, I've had conversations today with girls in each of the programs that I run, different ladies all saying the same thing to me. Oh, Rach, can you have a look at my content? There's something about it that's just not landing. I'm not getting inquiries. I think my call to action is a little bit too weak. It's just not happening for me from my content right now. So lead generation is absolutely vital. As I was just saying, right? These people are real humans with real problems, real tangible, high value problems that to them feel very, very urgent and very, very important. And so for you to generate leads successfully, for you to generate humans into your sales funnels, into your launches, into your DMs, into your sales calls, you need to show up as the person who is solving their problem. Okay. And so if lead generation and funnels for you feels like the area that's stalling, then my questions for you to consider would be, how activating is your content? How clear do you make it in your content that you are a solution provider? You're not just sharing content. You're not just being entertaining. You're there to solve a problem. You're there to provide a solution. Your offer delivers a tangible result, outcome, or transformation. Yeah. So how well are you doing that? How often do you share your lead magnets? Yeah. How optimized is your funnel? Okay. So these are all the questions that you would need to consider and take action on if you want to improve your lead generation and your funnels. Okay. Next, we're going to move into section 5. And again, this really is for those of you that have got team and are really looking to scale your business, because section 5 is all about systems, process, resources, and team. So one of my big mantras when it comes to systems and process is solve everything twice. You may have heard me talk about this before. I say it all the time. Solve every problem that you encounter in your business twice. Once for the immediate time that you've got to deal with it, and once for the time that makes sure that it never happens again. So let me give you an example. Let's just say you've got a tricky client and they message you and say, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay. Can I leave the program early? It's not doing the things that I really want it to do. And I'm using this example because this happened for one of my clients, and we were able to handle the scenario in its exact moment, but we also then went and handled that situation so that it never arose again. Because what we found was she had a clause missing in her contract, in her T's and C's. She had a clause missing, and we were able to spot that it was missing. We were able to communicate with that client and put right that situation for that client. But also, she was then able to put a process in place that made sure that that could never happen again, that she never felt that vulnerable or exposed by having, T's and C's that weren't really fit for purpose. Okay, so that's what I mean by solve all your problems twice, once for now, once so that it never happens again. So I want you to ask yourself, if you're really looking to scale your business and build what I call a proper business, then do you have any gaps in your systems? Are there things that you're doing the hard way right now? Have you got any processes that could be automated but aren't? Are you paying a VA to do lots of hard manual work that actually you could bring in a system to do for you? Okay, so that you can deploy that VA in a way that is way more aligned to their skill set and way more, like enjoyable work for them. Yeah, so do you have the systems? Do you have the processes? Could you literally hire somebody new tomorrow and say, here's the thing I want you to do. Here's the little mini training on how to do it. Here are the steps that we follow. Okay. These are things that we do in my business. We record these processes sometimes on a Google Doc, sometimes in an Asana board, sometimes both. So if you're really looking to scale, I want you to think about how systemized is your business, how process driven is your business, and do you have team yet? Do you have the right hiring interview questions? My mastermind ladies have recently just asked me for a set of interview questions to help them hire a new VA and hire a new social media manager. So have you got processes to help you find the right people to decide what the next best hiring role is that you want to bring into your business? Okay, so if you're looking to scale to 1 million, you're not going to do that by yourself. Yeah, you're not going to do that by yourself. You need to have people in your business to support you. And if you've got people, you also need multiple processes and you need systems that work without you, because you cannot do everything in your business. I certainly could not do everything in my business. Okay, so that is our 5th section on the Abundant CEO Blueprint. The section which is again going to cause a few of you to be like, oh, this is where it's hard, is sales excellence. So this is us focusing on your income, your conversion, and all of the places where you sell. So how good you are at converting DMs, how good you are at converting sales calls, how great you are at writing sales pages, how you are at selling from the stage, like pitching to a masterclass audience, how good you are at, like running a challenge and like delivering the pitch at the end. So this is your skills as a salesperson. How do you rate your skills as a salesperson? Somebody that's able to ask the right questions, listen to the answers, reframe the problem so that this lead, the person, the prospect, can see their problem from a whole new angle and see you as the person that's going to help them solve it. How good are you really at sales? How well do you follow up? How well do you gain commitment? How well do you handle the checkout process? Do you feel confident getting people to check out with you on a sales call? How do you handle it if they ghost you? What do you say? How do you deal with that? So this is all about how great you are at sales. I want you to give yourself, like a bit of a rating, right? And be honest. If you know that your sales skills need to improve, then getting to 500,000, 1 million, going even beyond that, you still need to be in a sales role. You still need to be able to get the yes, get the conversion. Okay. So be honest with yourself. If there's areas of sales that you need to improve on, whether that's objection handling, whether that is, converting a sales call, whatever that is, be honest about where your skill gaps are and seek the support to solve them. Now, I happen to know a really great sales coach. Her name's Rach. So no, all jokes aside, if you really do want to get some help with your sales, then I can absolutely help you. I've got a course that teaches you everything you need to know about how to sell in the DMs. I've got a course that teaches you everything you need to know about how to convert sales calls like an absolute queen. So wherever your skill gap is with sales, just reach out to me. And if I've got something that's going to help you, I may have a free resource. It may be a low ticket course, or you may want to come and join me inside my sales accelerator or inside my mastermind. All of those spaces and places I can support you with sales. Okay. But in sales for 27 years, I have sold, well, the highest sale I've ever made was 1.2 million. And trust me, that even had me a little bit rattled, but I got the deal over the line. So yeah, if you want to learn sales, just reach out to me. I can absolutely help you to become a master at sales. Right, we've got section 7 and 8 next to close off this little blueprint walkthrough. Section 7 is mindset and personal mastery. So this is how well you are supporting yourself, leading yourself. So do you have a morning practice? Do you start your day with meditation, with visualization, with having the right nutrition? Do you hydrate yourself? Do you get out in nature? Do you do a grounding exercise where you walk around in the mud? Or like for me, I like to do that on the beach. Not in the winter though, it's too bloody cold. But you know, in the summer, I like to walk around barefoot, get really grounded. It's really good for your mindset. So do you have personal practices that support you? And the reason that that is so important is because we all have off days. We all have, me included, days where you're just not feeling it and you just need that little bit of support. And you having a daily practice that helps to get you started, get you motivated, get you excited for what needs to happen that day to show up for your clients, to show up for yourself, to show up for your sales processes. Yeah, because there's no sales coming in without you making it unless you've already hired a sales team. Having the mindset and personal mastery to really support yourself through a tough day, a tough week, a tough month even. Yeah, without those practices, you're really going to struggle. Okay. So again, this is something that I support all my girls with inside my programs. Yes, I'm a sales coach. Yes, I'm a business mentor, but I'm also a well-rounded human in that I know what those personal practices have been to help me get to where I am. And I love to share those with you. So I love to share with you my morning checklists, my evening checklists, the things that I do to support myself so that I can show up in my best energy for you. Okay. I'd love to help more of you with that. And then section number 8, our final section, is the really lovely, fluffy, happy one. It is, how happy are you? How joyous do you feel? How fulfilled do you feel in your business? Are you dialing into calls feeling a bit resentful that these people are taking your energy for the amount that they're investing? You know, are you resentful? Or are you feeling like your diary is just so rammed full, you are overrun with clients, you are exhausted, you're overwhelmed? Maybe you feel that you're overworking and being underpaid, okay? I want for all of you to be able to say that you're a 10 out of 10 for happiness, joy, and fulfillment. And anything less than a 10, anything at all less than a 10 has got to be a non-negotiable for you to work on. So the question I would ask you to help you spot the blind spot, help you spot the opportunity is, what is your current happiness score? Is it a 10 out of 10? If it is, congratulations. I'm like thrilled for you. If it's a 9, an 8, a 7, a 5, a 3 even, then I want to get you to really consider what's missing. What are you lacking? What are you giving energy to that you shouldn't be giving energy to? Where do you feel that you're being run ragged? Okay. What is it that would make you happier? What would make you feel more fulfilled? And how can you use this blueprint to help you find the things that will plug the gaps, to help you find the team that are going to help minimize your calendar, to maybe sign the clients or launch the offer that's going to help you to make more money, that helps you feel more joyous? Okay. I really want you to feel as happy and joyful and abundant as possible because, well, quite frankly, what's the point in running a business if we're not happy? So that's our final section of the Abundant CEO Blueprint. So we've done offers, pricing and business model, messaging, brand, content and copy, Section 3, audience, niche, community, and list building. Lead generation and funnels. Systems, processes, resources, and team. Sales excellence, income, and conversion. Mindset and personal mastery. And then finally, happiness, joy, and fulfillment. And together, those 8 sections combined make a full 360 view of you and your business. Okay. So do the exercise, sit and really reflect on each of those sections, each of those questions. If you want to grab the blueprint for yourself, then there's a link below the show notes. We'll link it on YouTube as well. Make sure that you can get a copy of this training. It's about a 20-minute walkthrough, nothing longer than that, really, really quick. You can obviously pause the video so that you can really sit and reflect on this. And what it's going to do is really help you to identify the areas where you're strong and the areas where you might need some additional focus. Okay. So I've loved sharing this with you. This is a model that I am really, really passionate about. It's helped me to grow in my business. It's helping me to scale to 1 million right now. And I know that it's going to help you too. So enjoy it. Happy blueprinting, and I will see you in the next episode.